thinking about nursing school, okay? And you're inching closer to applying, but you keep hearing about these prereqs. These prerequisites can feel so overwhelming, disorienting, frustrating, and downright annoying. But today we're going to demystify the puzzle of prereqs, okay? We're going to cover what are prereq classes, what are the most common prerequisites for nursing school in particular, how to understand this prereq system, and how understanding it is going to save you both time and money. And we'll walk through how to properly plan your prerequisite courses. And as a bonus, at the end of this video, I'm going to have a guide for you that you can download, print out to organize your prereq courses, keep track of the requirements for each school side by side, okay? I am Tiff, again, a bachelor's prepared registered nurse. I switched careers in my mid-30s, guys, from assistant living owner-operator to the nursing field. And if you are an untraditional student trying to get into nursing school without losing your mind, losing your sense of sanity, and losing a bunch of time and money, then you can go ahead and subscribe, okay? So let's get back to the topic. What the heck is a prereq, okay? A prerequisite is a class that's going to build a foundation for knowledge in a particular field. So these prerequisite classes are going to be required before you can take more complex classes at a later time. For example, in math, before you learn how to multiply and divide, you obviously have to know how to add and subtract. Before you can take intermediate French or advanced French, you're going to start with beginner French, right? The same is true of healthcare courses and nursing classes in particular. So each nursing school is going to have their own list of prerequisites that are school specific. But here are some of the most common prerequisites that you can expect to have. You can always expect to take anatomy and physiology 1 and 2. This is usually done with a lab. You can expect to take microbiology, nutrition, chemistry, perhaps organic chemistry, and also some classes like psychology. So lifespan psych is very common, sociology, maybe a religion class, statistics or some other math-based class, and also an English composition or communications class. Each of your prerequisite courses is going to lay foundation for you to better understand your future nursing courses. For example, Anatomy and Physiology 1 covers every bone in the body and every muscle in the body. But the exciting part is Anatomy and Physiology 2. And that's when you go through and learn how different body systems work. From a macro level, which will be whole body, whole system, to the micro level, which will be individual specialized cells in an organ that are part of a larger system. When you take pathophysiology in nursing school, you will learn about the different ways that disease completely wrecks the body. So you'll have to use everything that you learned in Anatomy and Physiology 1, Anatomy and Physiology 2, and kind of pull them together. And instead of thinking about how a healthy body functions, you will have to use what you learned to see what breaks down and what those signs and symptoms are of illness or injury. So how exactly do you plan for prereqs? A lot of people assume,
hey, I'm already in pre-nursing. My advisor is going to tell me everything I need to do to be eligible to enter my nursing track at my school at the right time.
And I want to say this with the utmost respect to you. You are the main character of your life, okay? I say that with complete confidence in you. You have a responsibility to ultimately map your path moving forward. So you want to take an active role in creating a plan of attack for your prereq classes. We love our advisors. They are great. They're usually phenomenal at their jobs, but they do make mistakes. It can basically waste your time and money, or even worse, it can cause you to miss classes that you are required to take. Once you get accepted, if those classes are not completed, you may lose your seat in an extremely competitive nursing program. Keep in mind too that these advisors, they may have hundreds of students per semester to advise, and those students are all across the board. Multiple majors, engineering, mathematics, even potentially law, business, psychology. They're going to be having students for that. And at a large university, academic advisors can have over 6 500 students that they need to see per semester. And let's be real, you know that you're not seeing them through the course of a semester. You're seeing them all in the 1 to 2 weeks before registration opens, and it's a free-for-all. So you don't want to get lost in the sauce. You want to make sure to take a leadership role in your own life and to plan these things out. So how exactly do you plan them out? Step number 1, you want to identify your goal schools. This will apply to you if you are attempting to transfer from one school to another school. If you are a community college pre-nursing student or healthcare sciences major and you want to get to a BSN RN program, this is going to apply to you. If you are a non-traditional student or even someone who's graduated with another degree, associates, bachelor's, or even master's, and you're interested in getting to an accelerated or second degree program, this is going to apply to you. If you're one of the elites and you're trying to get into a direct entry program, this is definitely going to apply to you, okay? I know it's controversial. I'm not touching it with a 10-foot pole. I'm just sharing the information, okay? You want to identify the nursing schools that you're interested in based on what is most important to you. So for you, that might be location. It could be the length of time that you're going to have to be in the program before you graduate. It could be the cost. It could even be the schedule of the program. Like maybe a 9 to 5 is not realistic for you because you know that you have a job that you'll need to work throughout school. You want to be honest with yourself, be realistic about what your life will look like during nursing school, and select programs based on that. I always suggest that students get 3 to 5 schools, and you want to cover 3 categories. Your safety schools that you know you'll get in, your competitive schools that you're kind of pretty sure that you'll get in, and your reach schools where maybe these are like Ivy Leagues or really amazing, expensive schools that you've always dreamed of going to, but you may not have a very good chance of getting in. And I'll cover this, how to categorize these schools. I will cover how to do that in another video. So after you've identified your dream schools, your list of schools, you want to second go through their prereqs with a fine-tooth comb and ask a lot of questions if anything is unclear. So you want to visit each nursing school program individually if you can, or at least, go to their website and get the following information, especially regarding prereqs. Some of the things you want to make sure that you know when you're in this information gathering area of figuring out your prereq plan, you want to know exactly what prerequisites are required. You want to know the time frame for taking them. So if you've already taken some of them, do they age out? Do you need to retake them because they are too old? You need to know which classes require a lab or some type of lab component to them. So typically anatomy and physiology will have a lab. Chemistry will have a lab. Psychology probably will not have a lab. Statistics will not have a lab. You want to know your GPA requirements or any grade stipulations on those prerequisites. So typically you're not allowed to take them on a pass-fail basis, and you need to get like a 3.0 GPA on your science classes to get into nursing school. You want to email or call them if any information on their homepage is missing. And I will warn you that sometimes the missing information is a tactic to get engagement. So make sure when you email or when you call them that you are very polite and professional. And I do have a story time about how I emailed a school to ask a prereq question, got a quick call on my phone, on a recorded line, and it turned into an interview just like that. So stay ready when you ask these questions. So after you've made a list of your schools and compiled this list of their prerequisites, the third thing you want to do is make a list comparing school to school and keep it organized as you begin to take prereqs. You want to update this every single semester. So remember when I said that some schools have the same basic requirements? Some schools decide they're going to throw in a little bit of spice at you. And they'll throw in something that's a little less common, like an organic chemistry in lab instead of a regular chemistry in lab. So you want to, as you get closer to applying, you want to make sure you don't accidentally lock yourself out of any safety schools in particular. You want to keep track of those requirements and keep a note of when you're taking those classes and when the future classes that you need are offered. So not every class is offered every semester. Let's say you need world religions as a prereq to get into school. You get into a nursing program that begins January 2026. If you're not keeping track of what you need and when you can take it, you may find that that class you need is only offered in spring 2025, right? So you have to take it in this spring semester upcoming because you can't take it in the fall. And if you don't take it, now you can't go to the school that you plan to go to and begin in January 2026. So as you get closer to applying to your nursing schools or transferring into a program, you want to schedule your classes to make sure you're eligible to take a seat in a program once it's offered. So to help with this whole process, I made a little downloadable PDF. I'm gonna be real with y'all. I just designed this myself, okay? This is what I wish I had when I was applying to nursing school, because I had all of these tabs on OneNote. I had 11 tabs open on my Chrome, and I'm like going back and forth between the schools and just worked myself into a fit, okay? So you can print this downloadable PDF out, you can write on it by hand, or you can even digitally fill it out, and it will give you a checklist that you can fill out for every school. It will give you a comparison chart to look at schools side by side, okay? I'll link that here. And I'm gonna ask you very humbly, please like this video and please subscribe to this channel for nursing content that inspires you. I want you to get to your next level, okay? Whatever that may be. I want you to remember, I believe in you. You are incredible and you can do whatever you put your mind to, okay? So I'll see you in the next video. Bye.